It's time, man. Wrap this shit up. Tua Tagovailoa cannot start at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins anymore. And we'll talk a lot about it today, but I just don't think you can be a serious organization no matter how much money Tua is going to make for the rest of this year, or let alone in the 2026 season. You cannot trot him out there to be your starting quarterback. You just simply can't do it, because what you are telling yourself and the fan base is that there is no chance of being a legit competitive team. And I know there are certain years where teams don't try to be that much competitive because they know they're not going to be able to compete for a title. But where Miami's roster is, and when you're paying a quarterback $54 million per season over the next 3 years, you have to have faith in him that he is going to be able to rise to the occasion and play his best football when it matters the most in December and in January. And there is no quarterback in the NFL that you have faith in less than Tua when it comes to those scenarios. The loss last night moved Tua to 0-6 in his career in games that kicked off under 40 degrees. It was an embarrassing effort last night. I thought Miami was going to have a different chance, in a positive way, of winning a game like this on the road in December in a cold weather game, because they've transformed their offensive identity to a rushing, physical attack. But the truth is, you can still have a dominant rushing attack and plan, but if the opposing team doesn't respect your quarterback and forces him to beat you by throwing the ball more than 10 yards downfield, and he is legitimately incapable of doing that, then your elite rushing attack is nullified. And then as soon as you fall behind in the game and the defense knows, oh, they're going to probably have to throw the football more, and your quarterback can't do anything about that, you're absolutely cooked. And it's just been a story of Tua's entire career. I mean, you look at Tua in the cold, we talked about it. Sub 40 degrees, 0-6. In games that are in the 40s, 2-2. He got his first ever win, by the way, in a game that was under 46 degrees last week against the Jets. So you look at 41-50, most of those games are between 47 and 50 in its own right. And if you're in between 51 and 55, which isn't even cold for football weather, he's 2-5. Like, I don't want to make it a cold discussion, but the truth is, you have to be able to play effective, efficient football at the quarterback position in November, in December, and in January. Even if you play in a warm weather state like Miami or in a dome, the chances that you don't have to go on the road in those type of cold environments in meaningful football games, that just simply won't happen. You have to do it every single year if you want to win. And Tua is unable to do that. I think most people are coming to the conclusion that I have come to, whether it was last year, whether it was 2 months ago, whether it is right now. But I'm done with Tua. I think Miami needs to bench him and move on. But what do you think? Y for yes or N for no? I mean, he was literally laughing at the end of last night's game. With 2 minutes to go, Miami's down 13. By the way, they were down 28-3 in this game, halfway through the fourth quarter. And yeah, Tua finished the game with 250 passing yards, 22 of 28 throwing, 2 touchdowns to 1 interception, and a QB rating over 110. But do not be fooled by the stats, folks. If you are a box score watcher, if you were unable to watch the game last night and you are just checking into ESPN or this show to give you the statistics and let you know how Tua played, I don't care what you see in the stats. He was awful. When it mattered the most in quarters 1, 2, and 3, when Miami was in the game or needed a drive in the third quarter to respond to a Steelers touchdown, he was literally incapable of moving the football. Miami at one point in the third quarter was being outgained 138 to -20. And gotta have it response drives. Was unable to do it. And the interception that Tua had in the first half was bad. Now, this is the dot diagram when Tua released the football. I don't think this was a good route concept whatsoever because it is a play action where you have a deep corner for Waddle and then a deep crosser for Malik Washington. Now, it says here that they had Ollie Gordon in the flat. They didn't have Ollie Gordon in the flat. There was a two-man route. And the truth is, I think we could talk about this not being the greatest play design because you need to have someone, especially on that left side. Can we go actually back to that photo? I want to re-emphasize here why it's important that even though you ran the play action to the right side and the running back drifts that way, you need to have either Julian Hill or Alec Ingold, 89 and 30 on the dot diagram, shift out to the left because it could draw Asante Samuel Jr., number 22, closer to that flat, which would open up the deep corner for Jalen Waddle. But the truth is, this throw is there. If you watch the All-22, which we can't show the video, so this is the next best thing, when Tua releases the ball, Jalen Ramsey, the safety, he's beat to the out. If Tua throws that ball to the 15-yard line, Ramsey will not get there, and Waddle will be able to grab it with space on the sideline, toe drag, or just easy catch, move the sticks, big play. But instead, he throws it to the 20, a 5-yard underthrow, which allows Asante Samuel Jr. to get back into the play and make the interception. The limitations that Tua Tagovailoa possesses are absolutely sickening. He has no arm strength. He has no ability to create out of structure, no mobility. When he tries to move outside the pocket and scramble, it feels like I'm watching 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. Yet we're talking about a 28, 29-year-old quarterback who is getting paid $54 million. His accuracy has fallen off a cliff, not only in the play that we just talked about there, but he's missed throws consistently throughout the year. And the one thing you could always say about Tua coming into this season and in 2024, sound, quick decisions that are accurate and with anticipation. All of that cannot be said anymore. So the question then is, what does he do at a high level? The answer, absolutely nothing. I think a lot of the issues that Tua has in terms of his arm strength, because even that looks like it's fallen off of a cliff, the accuracy, it feels like his mechanics are off. It feels like at times he's just absolutely opening his body and throwing with his left hand wide open. And he's getting absolutely no arm strength and no hip movement into any of his throws. I mean, all of the power when you throw the ball, for the most part, comes from your lower body. Sometimes, obviously, you have the elite guys like Mahomes, like Drake May, like Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, that have incredibly good arm strength and can just flick it with their wrist. But normal quarterbacks, you got to start from the lower body. And I think Tua's lower body's cooked. That hip injury at the end of last year might have been the nail in the coffin for his career. He's been awful. All right, folks, it's the holiday season. I like wearing jewelry. Jewelry is one of the best gifts you can give in the holiday season as well. But sometimes you get low-quality junk that's overpriced, and that's just so annoying. That's until I found GLD. They've changed the game. You're getting quality pieces that are built to last without breaking the bank. And for a limited time only, new customers are getting an insane deal. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. GLD has an official collab with the NFL, so you can get every NFL team on a pendant this season. They have official collabs with the NBA, WNBA, MLB, NCAA, MLS, and even DC Comics. Chains and pendants that let you rep what you love. You can also create custom pieces, whether it's iced out chains or one-of-one pendants. GLD can bring it to life. For example, you can get that sweet Dolphins helmet pendant with a chain. You can also get this little fella right here, a little silver chain with the silver Dolphins pendant. Whether you want to get it for a Dolphins fan or for yourself, this holiday season, GLD has everything you need if you want to get some new jewelry. Work hard and change the game. GLD is making holiday shopping easy for a limited time only. New customers get that insane deal we mentioned. Use code CHAT to get 50% off at GLD.com. That's 50% off with code CHAT at GLD.com. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Links in the description and comments of today's video. We mentioned this throughout the entire 4-game win streak and when Miami won 5 of their last 6 coming into this game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I always said the Dolphins were winning in spite of Tua this season, not because of him. And I think that has become abundantly clear. You can also make the statement that they've been winning because they've been playing horrible football teams. The 6 wins for Miami this season: the Jets twice, the Commanders, I don't know why I put a finger down, the Saints, the Falcons, and then the anomaly that was the Buffalo Bills win. I also don't know why I did 4-2 like this. I'm just all over the place today. But the truth is, the running game was the reason Miami was winning. And while your defense was playing really well against bad quarterbacks for the most part, we'll mention the anomaly that is the Bills and Josh Allen, but Tua never had to do anything in those games. He didn't go out there and dominate. It was the running attack. I mean, this stat proves my point perfectly. The Dolphins this season are 5-0 when Devon Achane gets 20 or more touches. When he has 20 or fewer, or 19 or fewer, let's say, 1-8. The only win was in Week 14 against the Jets when he left the game at halftime and they were already up by 3 scores. Like, that's the truth. And then you're going to probably ask me, well, if Devon Achane is what makes the Dolphins offense go, why didn't he get more than 20 touches last night? Well, I watched the entire second half offensively for Miami last night because the Dolphins obviously were down 7-3 at the half. It was competitive. And you get to the third quarter and you give up 14 unanswered points right away. I mean, you gave up 28 unanswered points in the game. You went up 3-0, and then the Steelers went up 28-3 early in the fourth quarter. But when you watch that Steelers defense and you watch the offensive film for Miami in the second half before the garbage time stat padding in the fourth quarter, the Steelers defense consistently had 7 in the box looking to take away the Dolphins' rushing attack. And then when the Dolphins tried to throw the football in the second half, you know what the secondary and linebackers did? They sat on every single 5 to 9 yard route you can imagine. Slants, in breakers, out routes, hitches. There was no threat of a downfield attack in the passing game. And when a defense is sitting on the run and sitting on every throw underneath 10 yards, it is going to be incredibly difficult to move the football, which is why you saw absolutely no offense in the third quarter and actually negative 20 yards. I mean, they didn't cross 100 yards as a team last night until early in the fourth quarter. It was horrible. And this isn't because Miami has a lack of a downfield weapon. They have Jalen Waddle, who's one of the best downfield attackers in the game. They have Darren Waller, who has proven that he can be a downfield vertical passing attack threat even in the middle of the field in between the hashes. But the thing is, your quarterback doesn't instill fear in their opponents down the football field, and that's an issue. Make sure you do subscribe because win or lose, we will still have daily content on the Dolphins. We'll be live later on Tuesday afternoon, and we'll have 2 videos out every single day. So hit that sub button and join us. Now, I want Tua to be benched in Miami to move in a different direction at the quarterback position going forward. Mike McDaniel was asked about a QB change possibility. He said it would be very rash and short-sighted if he even tried to tackle that option. He will look at the tape and move on from there. But realistically, I'm just extremely disappointed that we couldn't come up with a win here. Mike, make the change. I think Mike has to be fired too. I said it all week. This was an opportunity to sway a lot of opinions, including myself, if Miami came out on Monday night and got a win, because it would dispel the narratives they can't win in cold weather, on the road, and against 500 or better teams late in the season when it matters most. Everybody failed on every end. So to me, nobody's job should be safe going into 2026, but knowing this organization, Mike McDaniel will likely be back. And for the people saying that, well, give Mike a chance with a real quarterback, I mean, for the people that don't really sorry here, but you say that Tua played top 10 quarterback level football in 2023. How it's fallen off, injuries, other things, I don't know. But he played at a top 10 quarterback level in 2023, and he played at a top half quarterback level in 2022, and they choked both of those years. It's clear the Dolphins will never be able to win these type of games unless they have a new head coach and a new quarterback. Make the change. And if you are someone that thinks, give Mike another chance with a different quarterback that isn't Tua, well, then start Quinn Ewers for the final 3 games. Because if you are making the change of quarterback like I want them to do, it's got to be Quinn, the 7th-round rookie out of Texas. Because Zach Wilson isn't going to be here next year. Quinn Ewers will. See what you have in Quinn. Can he be a starter in the NFL? Let's find out in the final 3 games. You're playing against a horrible defense in Cincinnati next week. You're playing 2 teams that are fighting for a playoff spot in New England and Tampa in the final 2 weeks. See what you have in the rookie. If he goes out there and balls out and the offense looks infinitely better, well, then maybe you legitimately have a chance to bring back McDaniel next year and start Quinn Ewers instead of Tua and have it be a quarterback battle. There is no point in playing Tua. You're only risking injury to where then you're stuck with his contract and have no chance, even though it's already slim, to move him in the offseason. And nothing's going to change. It's just, what do you have to lose? Nothing. That's the answer. You have nothing to lose other than hurting to his ego. But who gives a fuck, because he sucks and he should be moved on from anyway. I tweeted all of these thoughts last night and this morning. So if you want more on the Dolphins outside of our YouTube shows, go follow me at Nic_Rohloff.